I am a sweaty boy, and these are my sweaty clays from the mail that I just got in. Hello, everyone. This is my Wire LLC, or also known as formerly Craftsman. I can also come back to that eventually, or even just 20 Cash from my And this is a unboxing sort of video. Not really anymore because I took out the package and I looked through a little bit of them, a little more. But this is a little bit interesting because I can talk a little bit about what makes me interested in these items. So this is a bunch of Claymation supply stuff that I got from animationsupplies.net, and it actually came in just 1 week of ordering. It was pretty expensive. It was like you want to ask me how my YouTube monetization works in like 5 years or something? Be my guest, but maybe I'm not to tell you about that. But I will tell you that this cost me a little over $300. This whole set, especially the software, the standard edition software for Armature Pro Eclipse, which we'll get to in a second, and this big ass not plasterboard, more like that's plaster, but I'll get to that package maybe later too. And maybe use this Claymation material like cardboard stuff. This metal, which is for the stage and all that, being some of those higher end $50 plus prices. But yeah, it was worth it though. It ended up being like something that I actually knew I was gonna do eventually, like especially with the Newplast, which again I'll get into that in a second. But yeah, this is Claymation supplies, and it's not. It is actually a long time coming that I would order this stuff on my own time and not just rely on Hobby Lobby or some other thing to like to get Van Aken and not to share that stuff too much, but you know but being able to get the supplies on my own time, give energy and money to my own things that I would do with it, give me just the right push to do things. I'm not saying I wouldn't make Claymation even if I bought stuff for it, which I hope is not the truth, but you know, considering that this is actually quite an investment, I might as well make something with it, and I probably will. But you know, between whether I make Claymation for this channel on YouTube or even some other pirate stuff, which I can get to in this ball, while I'm doing Claymation, even if it's not for YouTube, like some like the pirate commission stuff, the other intentions as well, I could maybe try to expand that a little bit over time. But yeah, what we have here is the brown eyes, the little brown eyes here. I stapled it into the cover relief with the magnets and the stage thing, metal stage. These are brown eyes, and they're replacement. They're eyes for Claymation. I could have just got the entire like freaking $1.50 pound sterling of the because the pound sterling converted from 250 pound sterling British pound sterling to United States dollars, and it's like USD. So it was like it converted from 250 of that to 320 of that. So you know, if you do the math and the metrics for that, the replacement eyes can actually be wired into. I think that's kind of the point. You wouldn't want to stuff clay into the empty hall areas, but given that it's only like one pair, I probably wouldn't want to fuck with it anyways. But I was having some intentions with singular prop animation anyways, and that's kind of why some of this other stuff comes in. But I can explain the magnet in a second as well. But yeah, this is my first time opening them out of the package, and there they are, the brown eyes. They have multiple colors for like natural eye colors, but yeah. This is my look for who cares. Yeah, these are nice. Wow, they actually have good residue too, and probably just wire it into the body, and without a nose it might be a little weird, but even without whatever mixture Claymation nose I would use, then yeah, it wouldn't be too bad. It's already been 3 minutes. I'm probably showing my interest with this already. I already take open these things anyways a little bit, and I brace it into the stage with this magnet to make sure that I can not lose it, but I don't have to do that for now because I'll just show it. This is how they introduce you to the magnet. They wrap it in a piece of plaster paper and a bit of a bubble wrap, and then it's just in the package. And it's like, yeah, but I mean, you know what's even weirder than that is that the brass stick was actually just right inside the box. I'm like, wait, you gotta just let that roll out while I pull it out. I almost forgot to pull this out too. I was like, when it was in the package, I was like, wait, there's one more thing. It's obviously the reason why the package is that big and wide. I knew that was gonna happen too. They had to do it like that because this is a smaller stage melt they have, but it ends up being some kind of like thing where they just happen to have it in another piece of rubber behind the other box that had this stuff. And I'm like, I could have easily forgot that. Even if never mind how heavy it would have been at that point, I would still actually forgot it. Oops. But I didn't. It's for a second I didn't have to miss that out. If I left the box behind with this still in there, you know, you imagine that would be kind of thing. If that makes sense. But here is the brass tube. It is a square tube. They have several sizes for both the armature wire and the tubes, and they give you like 5 to 7 about sizes that you pick from the inch and millimeter things. This is for cutting apart with wood or other materials in clay, so you can use them for other parts of the Claymation. You don't have to use it for the prop, but you probably should use it for like the hands or the feet or something, the armature wiring. And I got one just to demonstrate how I could cut apart. If I know how to cut it, if I know how to, use it for claymation, I can get more obviously. So this was exposed in the box, inside the box, but I don't mind that. I'm not gonna show that too much. And here's the double magnet, two-piece magnet, and it comes in the box. Like I said, how I wrapped it. It was wrapped in plastic paper with bubble wrap, just in there. And then they demonstrate showing you how this works by having the magnets placed together between one piece of material. And what it shows you is that this magnet is not only all-sided with the magnet and its attraction. It does not have polarities. If you try to reverse that, it might have one area of polarity that retracts each other, but it's very well rounded as a magnet otherwise. It will attach to each other most of the time anyways. And I demonstrate that with just showing you how it attaches to the stupid eyeballs. I'm sorry. It cost me more than 150 to get these now. Maybe. This is a pretty strong magnet. It goes to the stage even well on any other end of it, especially if it's under the stage, which is kind of the point. You want to actually at least have one magnet on hand for the stage, and maybe both of them at the same time for the best effect. What you can do is, my first time trying to take it apart, is if you can get a claymation prop to demonstrate with this magnet, if I do that myself in this video for once, you probably would either want to use both magnets at the same time for one part of the prop, or both magnets for each feet, and then just attach it to metal or something that's attracted to the prop from under the stage at the same time. So in other words, you would get these two pieces of magnets on both feet behind the stage, or attached to them on either side of the stage. And I haven't separated this time, so don't mind me at that point. But I'll figure it out though. Just go back to the eyeball. There you go. Loud. I believe these are the armature wirings. There's one that is for just the replacement hands, which is on my mail list thing. I'm not gonna show you that because I have my address on it. That's why I have the box flipped over. It had the address on top of the box from the distance. I was like, oh my gosh. There's a little bit of a nuance and decision making I make before videos that makes you wonder if I even care about quality content the way I should. Which I won't bend on too much in this video because this is literally a claymation supply. But if you know, you know. But yeah, these are replacement hands. Should be the plastic extra tubing is probably for just making sure that you can wire it better and other stuff. I don't know. I may have not understood that better, but it should be the replacement hands though. And then this is the replacement armature body for any other design you want to make. If you don't have to make it the default one, you can just do whatever design you want to adjust to. But they recommend that you have a idea how you do it ahead of time so you don't waste it so much. This is for multiple use anyways, but you can just pick that one. So. And here's the StopMotion Pro Eclipse SD version. This is the cheaper one you can get from the disc set. It has the license code. I'm not going to show you. It has the license code inside the box with the stickers for the controller if you have one. And then if there even was one available, I don't know. But the SD version has webcam only, lower resolution than Full HD, but you can still get the software to work like the full functional software, and it will still come across as being ideal compared to Dragon Frame 5 or more. If you use it you can use it just as much for commercial use anyways. It works just the same. Even I bet even some companies will get with SD standard edition and just winging it as a claymation as long as you know what you're doing. Because claymation, as taught by some of you in my audience actually, have mentioned that claymation doesn't even need that full resolution or even a full frame rate. We know how that even counteracts itself. So, the software works on some actual retrograde Windows devices, and even I hope it works on Windows 10 because this is what this computer is recording on. I'm probably gonna put this computer with the Windows 10 or even 11 if I get it. But Windows 7, Vista, and XP will work with the software. And StopMotion Pro has features that if you've seen it through ever using the trial on StopMotion Pro Eclipse, you'll notice that those features look a little outdated on the UI, and even the software itself looks a little weird. But basically, first of all, I'll say is that when I used the trial, it had, and even before I used the trial, it had every single feature you would want to use prior to Dragon Frame that you would remember how to use, and you would want to have right ahead of time anyways. There's onion skinning, frames per second adjustment, frame editing on StopMotion for free, but I got the software because I want to encourage myself to actually make claymation for once again. But yeah, I'm probably gonna enjoy this a lot and on the trial and just get used to SD for my webcams because I won't get a DSLR for a while anyways. But at least on a new one for that matter. If you know, again, you know. I have all these materials on this stage. I can look into that in a second. Actual tools compared to the other tools, I can get that in a second. And then the other wires I can get to in a second as well, the other wires. That's kind of compared to each other. The webcam doesn't show you, but there's actually the claymation supplies are over here. You can see a little bit over here what that was. When I was resorting colored clays, which, by the way, if you notice, I have Newplast, bro. I actually Newplast is, however, instead of being Dragon Frame 5 and Newplast, it could be this on Pure Utopia, but this is still one of the highest grade claymation modern clays for stop motion you can ever get in the world. And so I'm not trying to sound like that's purist, but that's like, think of it, like if Newplast and Van Aken are that good, because you can use Van Aken for mixing colors under the sun and heat sources, so you can mix colors better with Van Aken. But Newplast is that commercial grade clay that you would want to use for claymation. It's not the best clay, but it's still, well, I just said that a second ago, but it's one of those clays where you're going to want to have this ahead of time. Even if you get into the grind of independently mixing chalk and linseed oil with your clay making or something, you do it yourself kind of thing, you're still going to want to have at least a few of these ahead of time. So you can just get the convenience of knowing what this shit is like. it's actually like, it's brilliant. Like it comes all the way from the UK like the rest of the supply did, but like as an Aardman style delivery. Thank you for shipping this, by the way, UPS, or the people who were from some of those other places in the UK, wherever this came from. Maybe it was directly from Aardman, but Aardman has used Newplast for a lot of their claymations, not limited to gloss and grommet. Leica has used at least some form of Van Aken or Newplast for their claymations. I don't even know if that's a fact anymore, but like Aardman used Newplast for sure. They even run some of the company industry that makes this shit, like because they have a direct lineage of how they get the clay to them, and they mix with chalk and linseed oil anyways. But they have a direct lineage to getting this clay. And I'm running out of storage space on the computer, so I'm about to wrap this up a little sooner with the next clip of this video. So I'll just edit this here later. But basically, this is Newplast clay, and it has a lot of commercial grade use because you can use it. Cause the way the clay works is that you can actually mold it, and it will still be durable and easy to remold again instead of wasting the clay like you do the rest of the time. And you can use Newplast in a commercial environment, and even just have it ahead of time just for hobby use. But it's really useful clay use. It's one of the sturdier clays you can use. And I got rainbow and white clay so I can have more whites to not run out of. And then have rainbow colors just in case I need bits of clays to come out with the Van Aken and Recurrent clays I have later. So finally we have the woodworking kit. And yes, it is actually a crafting mix thing. It's not directly for claymation. It's more like if you have any tools around the stage or the set of makeup, like the wallpaper or the stage designs, or even just making the props itself with whatever is not just clay. You can cut pieces of brass, you can cut, like that brass, you can cut pieces of wood and pieces of fallen material. All the design crafting intentions you have that aren't just clay can come with this kit. And I imagine that you would want to sand wood and other things and cut wood and metal and shit that will actually help you with the claymation process, because you're not just making a claymation prop. But the reason why I got this, I was thinking, man, I need more tools. I can't just have all these plastic claymation tools that are sculpting all the time. And I get this, I'm like, wait, you know, I kind of had this intention that I kind of want to be a crafter and a kind of a carpenter kind of person, but this still coming up as a surprise, not in a bad way. I still have a reason to use it, so it'll be good. But it's still a nice 30-piece kit. So if you still need to see, I will move the camera and the mic around a little bit and adjust things, but I'll show you that my claymation tools are just right over here, the ones I have left over, and they are still over there. And that's the one you saw on the community post from earlier. So that's actually my claymation stage thing, other than the main stage. I can't even make this book too long. I mean, I have to if I want these magnets for suspension stuff, but I'll have this for sculpting and other stuff. So that was the Red Dead video. I'll release it pretty soon after I make this one, and or I make it as a thumbnail, and you know. And that's just about it. If I don't run out of room to make this video, yeah, that's pretty much the whole the semi unboxing video of the unboxing I did ahead of time. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, comment, share us on your social media, and I will actually see you for claymation related to making whatever I use with this. I could probably update you what ideas I had from earlier, like the Procrastinate 2024 ideas I had, like the ones I said I was gonna make on the playlists. If you guys even know what those playlists even are, but yeah, it's like I'll work on some of those ideas and then upload the Red Dead mini video in a second with this video, wherever I make as a thumbnail for this video. But yeah. Thank you guys very much for watching. It's been nice to unbox this supply set kit, and I still don't want to use it as a thumbnail for this video. Probably this is probably the end card or something, but yeah, namaste or something. It's been a pleasure. I'll probably work with the test subject Soul Eater Claymation, and maybe the SCP Secret Laboratory one if it's not too hard to do at that point. But probably it's most likely gonna be test subject Soul Eater, as in test subject Blue and Soul Eater from Nitrom and didnt, whatever. And if it's not that, then it's gonna at least be something that I can test and experiment with to show off the supplies. Yeah. Now we're in the end card. Okay. I got nothing else for that, but I'm supposed to keep unboxing this because it was in a box that had a wide ass frame in it. What else was I supposed to do? Like freaking cut my fingers on. Oh, you know what? Did you ever see this thing? Ever cut on my shirt? Like, belly button show. Anyways, it did that 3 times. I was like, oh my gosh, this thing is legit quality for screwballs. It's screwball quality. Like me, I'm in Claymation. I'm just kidding. Bye.